I'm David Kurten and I'm a London Assembly member. I'm going for re-election to the London Assembly, but also in the London Mayor elections.
Why have you decided to put £50 million into some programme that doesn't seem to have much detail attached to it? It isn't going to do anything when you could be putting it into increasing the numbers of our police to keep our streets safe.
Groups among these different larger classifications. What I would say about the Macpherson report, which does worry me, is the definition of hate crime, which is what we originally started talking about here, is very, very subjective in that you can say something is hate crime just because you feel offended. It's not got any objective criteria.
Wow, it's so good to see so many people here being normal! We say no to the new normal!
All these narratives are being spun and created to keep the country in a lockdown, in a state where our civil liberties are gone.
There is no need for the rule of 6, which doesn't make any sense anyway.
Very worrying. And it's very, very worrying to me to see someone who just simply stands up for truth, like Julian Assange, being treated like a political prisoner.
Because the truth is that the science and the maths and the statistics show that this whole made-up coronavirus pandemic is no worse than in a normal flu season. There is no need for a lockdown.
So it's a part of our culture, it's a part of our heritage, and they should stay.
And the guidance which has come out from the Department for Education steamrollers over that right that parents have to push through the Stonewall militant LGBT agenda against the rights of parents to do. So this motion is wrong and I'm not going to support it.
But, you know, obviously as the police commissioner for Northumberland said, this is happening anywhere, and the only reason why it's not being found is that people aren't looking. Are you looking in London for grooming gangs in London in order to prosecute people? Because if it's going on in cities like Oxford and Bristol and Peterborough and Aylesbury, smaller places, it's surely going on in London as well on a large scale.
This because I'm going to speak today on freedom of speech, which I know is all on your hearts and on your minds because of what's happening in our country at the moment.
This is about freedom of speech, freedom of the press, which is going and it's being lost in our country today, and it's been going and it's being eroded.
It really is not the place of people who have just started working for the BBC to decide that they can stop us singing these wonderful patriotic songs.
Well, we say to the journalists and the mainstream media, you are wrong.
Estimated 150,000 people are coming into the country illegally. That's just one of the problems that is caused by immigration that's too rapid, too unsustainable, that we can control and build up our public services to keep pace with it. I think there's a false narrative here, and I think people have been trying to portray Brexit as something that's nasty, something that if you want to leave the European Union, that you're somehow a racist or a xenophobe or a bigot,
And we will not stand by silently while someone who just speaks the truth is treated like a common criminal.
You know, this Finnish conductor says she wants change. Well, I don't want change. The vast majority of the people who love watching The Last Night of the Proms don't want change. It's not.
Elections. Now, the number one issue facing London at the moment is spiralling violent crime. It's out of control.
London is a beacon of freedom, and you are the people of London and the people of England and the people from around the world who have come to this city to say no to the new normal. We will take back our freedom, and we will not allow those who want to take away our freedom and liberty from us. No, I cannot believe what I've seen here today in London, that the Metropolitan Police, who are supposed to be on the side of the people, have turned against the people. But I tell you, if I'm the Mayor of London, this will never, ever happen again.
whoever's the next mayor has got to get a grip in 2020. I'm going for re-election to the London Assembly, but also in the London mayor elections.